Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Grille. It's a tier 5 German SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Karelia and it's under the command of FendaBenda. Now you might be asking me, why is FendaBenda doing a tier 5 Arty? Well, actually he hasn't gone through the German line up until now, and he decided he wanted to go through it thoroughly, so he's been working his way through each of the tanks one by one, each of the Arty one by one, and I think he's enjoying this one. This is a 15cm howitzer, and it's located on the chassis of what was the Panzer 38T, also used for the Hetzer, and also used for the Marder and a number of other tanks. It was a pretty universal chassis that was built by the Skoda, and so a lot of these were built in Czechoslovakia at the Pilsen factory, and they manufactured 282 of them in total. It's fairly good Arty. In fact, if you take the 15cm gun out of this Arty and you put a tank destroyer gun in there, a Pack 40 or something like that, you've got a Marder. It's basically the same vehicle. Okay, well, he fires around in at T50T, and he did get some damage. He actually managed to get 31 hit points of damage, but he picked up a whole load of stun assist afterwards when the enemy was taken out. Now you notice he's actually in quite a forward position. A lot of Arty players on Karelia tend to run for the back as soon as they can, but this actually can take away from being able to aim early shots at the enemy as they appear on the other side of the swamp. Now there is an enemy tank behind there, and in fact actually it's a KV2. He's just hiding behind the rock at the moment, and so our Arty and our wheelies, the AMD 178B, are actually keeping that KV2 immobile. Reload time is, well, it's around about, if I remember correctly, something like 16 seconds, 17 seconds, or 20 seconds. I'm trying to remember the exact amount. It's not so bad, but then it is a 15cm Arty, and he got a lovely hit there, 211 hit points on the Stug 3G, and he was taken out immediately afterwards. The alpha damage is 540, but you need to penetrate 38mm of ammunition to get that, but it's not unheard of at tier 5, because remember, the armour on some of these tanks is actually quite thin. This is, you know, the lower tiers. Okay, it's loaded, ready to go. And we're looking over the south route, and there's a T-3485 there. He needs to dial in. It's got about 6 seconds before he'll be ready. In fact, actually, the one bad thing about this tank is that it does have rather a narrow firing arc. Fires a round in, and we can now see actually the load time is 20.65 seconds. It's more than I thought it was. But he did manage to get some damage there on a BK4503. This is a tier 7 game. He's low tier in a tier 7. So let's see if he can get a shot on that T25 too. He's doing it as he's backing away, and he got 208 hit points that time. And he stunned 2 of them. And we've still got a 25 TP up there, laying shots onto the enemy on the horseshoe. And if we can keep pumping the shells in, then we'll get some damage assist and stun assist. Almost ready to go. Okay, rounds out. Well, it landed near the other shell crater, but I think the T-25-2 went to one side. Well, the enemy owns the horseshoe now. We have got an enemy wheelie nearby though, or is that, no, it's not a wheelie, it's an AMX 1375 light tank. Now, that is going to be a bit of a problem. He is fairly close. There he is. He's over in the distance. FendaBenda's moving away as quickly as he can. He doesn't want to get spotted by that light tank. If he is spotted, remember they do have good view range, light tanks. They get close enough, then you're going to start receiving enemy Arty fire, because they will focus on you straight away because they know what you can do. one of the things that tank drivers mostly don't understand. You see, Arty is a bit of a force multiplier. It really can affect the whole game. And if the enemy sees that there's an Arty in sight, they will normally drop everything else and go straight for the Arty, and with good reason. It's because they know if they can take you out, there's a very good chance they're going to win the game. Well, he's gone back to that KV2, but there's nobody around to actually spot for him down there, so that's really not going to give him a result. The nearest vehicle is an IKV-65-2, and at best, you're not going to see more than 3 or 4 grid squares away. But there's something you can see, and in fact, actually, you don't see that often. It's an MX-13AM who moved all the way up the south end of the South Pass and got in sight of one of our vehicles, an OI, and was then taken out of the game. KV1's gone. Now, can we get shots on that T-3485? Only a few seconds and we'll be ready to shoot. We're almost fully dialed in. He's pulled back behind the Rex. No, he's now in shadow of that cliff, so yeah, that's not going to do any good, unfortunately. Need to move over and try and get alongside the edge of the map. And the T-3485 has been killed. Okay, that's good. There's still one enemy in the South Pass. It's a Aslains, and I think we'd be the ideal one to take him out. He's an open top tank destroyer based on the chassis of the Hummel, and if we can put a shell into that cockpit, he's dead duck. Round out. Well, we damaged him. 99 hit points. He took some damage off that one. We're right up against the edge of the map now. That'll give us a better angle. We can see where the Aslains was. He was killed just behind that rock. But there's still 4 enemy out there. We turned the numbers around. At one point it was actually going the enemy's way. Now it's actually going our way. And the KV2 has finally been spotted. And surprisingly, he was probably spotted by an Arty. We've got a 105 Le FH-18B2, and that's got a view range of 390 meters. So he actually probably spotted the KV2, got close enough. And our AMD's moving over into that area. Now he's well within range of our gun, so FendaBenda's pre-aiming in that area, hoping that the AMD will get some sighting of him. It looks like he's going for the ramp, Quickie Baby's ramp. That ramp in D4, which is very good for spotting enemy on the northwest side of the map, especially if you're in an assault battle. Okay, no sign of him yet. He's probably got ducked behind that rock. No, he's actually driven closer. So when the Leffy pulled back, the Fifi pulled back, and that took away our view range. Now we can see the KV1. He's turning. We've got a shot in. We've got a direct hit. That was the sizzle, or the noise that you get when the shell hits the hull. It didn't penetrate though. Only did 159 hit points. Well, we're going to be loaded any second. If he keeps taking damage, we should be able to get a kill shot. And he's gone behind that rock. Now can we get him? Round out. Yes, we got a splash kill. 127 hit points. There's only 3 enemies left. One of them's an ARL V39, and he's very close to us. He managed to sneak up. Don't know how he managed to do that without being seen, but he's taken out our Fifi, and he's now moving towards us. And it's very difficult for us to get a solution because of the curve of the hill. So we're having to actually move closer to the cap to actually get shots. And we fired at what we thought was his last position. And in actual fact, we hit the wreck. We hit the wreck of the PP. And the ARL's been killed. Now, in all that was going on, the enemy PP should have been able to shoot at us, but he didn't. So he must be busy. He must have been moving. And he is the last one alive on the enemy team because they've just killed the Panther 4H. In fact, that was the Oni who got him. So everyone to the enemy cap now to find him and put him out of his misery. Now, one of the things about the Grille, it is rather sluggish. It's slow. In fact, I've actually checked. The speed of this Arty is exactly the same speed as the Hetzer. And the Germans did have another Arty based on the Hetzer chassis, and that was the Hetzer Arty. Wargaming haven't brought that into the game yet, but we have asked if they would bring it in as a premium Arty. And that shot was bang where the enemy was supposed to be. We lost sight of him temporarily. Oh, I think he was stunned for a short while. Stun tends to last about 5 seconds on the Grille. So it's a bit shorter than normal, but next shot's ready. Rounds out. Oh, he stopped! Cheeky. He tried to fool us. I think he saw the AMD and it hesitated him. And he didn't move into the shell, or the fall of the shell. I know he's still there. He can't move very fast. It's a very slow tank based on the Char B1. But it is a heavy tank as well. People forget that. No sign of him yet. The OI is getting close. The ONI's getting closer, I should say, not the OI. There's the thief. He didn't move far from that last fire. Fire a shot in. And we get some damage. And some stun assist. And they've killed him, so that's the end of the game. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an Ace Tanker for FendaBenda in the Grille. In fact, it's his first Ace Tanker in this Arty. And he also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 12. And he got a Confederate. He hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks, subsequently taken out by other teammates. And his win rate for the game, 2,752, which is Unicum level. So let's have a look at team score. He didn't get the highest amount of damage in that game. That actually went to the KB2. He did 2,219 hit points of damage. And then the VK4503, he managed to get 2,008. Then came the AMD 178B with 1,961. FendaBenda managed to get 1,183, which wasn't as much as the others, but it was enough for an Ace Tanker in this game. And he managed to get 1 kill. The high scorer was the AMD 178B with 5. And then there were several tanks with 3 kills apiece. And when it came to base XP, the OI managed to get the highest amount. He got 1,185. The AMD managed 1,009. And then we've got FendaBenda with his Grille with 927 base experience points. He fired 17 rounds. He got 1 direct hit, but no penetrations. 16 splash, though. He splashed the enemy quite a lot. Damage of 1,183 hit points, all of it more than 300 meters. He damaged 7 of the enemy and killed 1 of them. That's where he got the 6 difference for the Confederate. And he also got damage assistance of 142 hit points and stun assistance of 987 hit points of 15 stuns. On a standard account, he earned 26,277 credits, and after ammunition resupply, took away 17,692 credits. He got 1 bomb for getting the Confederate, and 927 base XP, no multipliers, so that's all he took away. But it is the first Ace Tanker he's had, and he has now got his commander at 94%. He hasn't a full 100% commander yet, because he's not on a gold account, on a premium account. He's actually playing this on a free-to-play account, and that's why it's taking a while to actually build up there. But certainly the fact that he's actually managed to get an Ace Tanker now means he will be able to repeat that and get better results overall. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.